Or just paint a picture of what marriage is.
Marriage is a union between two adults. A commitment between two people should be formal and legally accepted by the laws of Uganda. Specifically, now that we are speaking, maybe where we are right now is we are in Uganda. So wherever you are, the marriage should be legally accepted in the country where you are. Yeah, so that to me is marriage. You can stay with someone for as long as you want, but if you are not legally, if your union is not legally recognized by the laws of that land, then we don't call that marriage. Values define who we are. When we are getting married and choosing partners, we are actually choosing values. And that takes us back to self-awareness. What are my values? What are those things that are important to me? What are those things that measures? In our generation right now, we are majoring in minors and minoring in majors. So I find,
hello everyone, welcome to the Sit with Your Therapist segment. Very honored to have you once again, and my name is Namimba Charlotte. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession. It's always nice to have you people follow us and give us feedback continuously without getting tired. We are very much honored and privileged that you continuously get to hear from us and give us feedback on your questions. And I would just like to take this time to appreciate and encourage you to continuously do that. With me here today, we have a very special, interesting guest that you're going to find out. And before I get to even our topic that we are going to have a conversation around today, let me have her introduce herself. Hello.
Hello, Charlotte.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our viewers would like to hear from you, just a little bit of yourself.
All right. My name is Penny Nanamara Pande. I'm a counseling psychologist. I work with Safe Haven Family and Counseling Center. I also volunteer with Butabika Hospital in the drug and alcohol unit. It's an honor to be here today, Charlotte.
Okay, nice to have you, Penny.
And I'm married.
Okay.
I've been married for 13 years and I'm married to Mr. Pande. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to add anything to that. It's very, very good to have you here.
Thank you,
Penina. And we are also going to know more about our topic. She has introduced herself as married for a number of years, 13 years, and we are going to have a beautiful conversation around marriage.
Oh yeah.
So our viewers here would like to know, all those ones that are in the institution of marriage, some of us that are looking forward to being there, would like to know, just paint a picture of what marriage is.
Marriage is a union between two adults. A commitment between two people should be formal and legally accepted by the laws of Uganda. Specifically, now that we are speaking, maybe where we are right now is we are in Uganda. So wherever you are, the marriage should be legally accepted in the country where you are. Yeah, so that to me is marriage. You can stay with someone for as long as you want, but if you are not legally, if your union is not legally recognized by the laws of that land, then we don't call that marriage. You can stay with someone, give birth to 10 children, even more, But if it's not legal, if you don't have a legal document to certify that, we don't consider that marriage.
Wow.
And there are different types of marriage.
Okay. Okay.
There are civil marriages, there are church marriages, there are Muslim marriages, and all these different marriages usually come with a formal document, a legal document that certifies your union. So for me, if it's legally recognized by the laws of the land, I call that marriage.
So, Mrs. Pandey,
Yes.
Penina, what should I call someone who calls themselves married when it's not legal?
You are just staying with somebody, because we have had instances where people have been staying together. For example, a man dies and you have built a life together, you have houses, you have property, and relatives come for all these things because you have no legal backing. Even when you go to the courts of law, it's not legally accepted as a marriage. It's your word against theirs. They will tell you, the relatives, the in-laws, when they come, they'll tell you, these things are for our son. Our brother is the one who built this house. Even when you are a stay-home mom, you're contributing something to that marriage. So if you do not have a document, then that's not a marriage. And I would like to add, Charlotte, that marriage is a space where people are supposed to flourish. They're supposed to become the best versions of themselves.
I like that.
Yeah, best version of yourself. You are committed together to working together, to grow a family together, have a future together. It's supposed to be a lifetime decision that we make. Something for life. You don't go in with an exit strategy.
Okay.
According to me, marriage should be for life.
I like the sound of flourishing. Because I don't know, I think you've also heard the stories of people, marriage is very hard. Marriage is very hard. I like how you speak about marriage. I don't know whether you would, how that sounds like for you when you hear marriage is very hard and you're here telling us that a place where people flourish.
You see, marriage is what you make it. It's one of the most important decisions that anyone can make in life.
Okay.
Because the person you marry can determine whether you can either destroy you or build you.
Okay.
That's why I find it weird when people prepare more for weddings just a day and they have no clue about marriage, and they've not prepared, they've not put in ample time to either meet a counselor or a therapist or have a mentor to talk to them about marriage. People have gone before them. So it's because we do not prepare enough for this. That's why we find it hard. Anything you don't prepare for, you'll find it very difficult to do. Yeah, but
and that is going to be for a lifetime.
Oh yes.
Okay.
We enter in with both legs. We don't come out.
Okay. Okay. Very, very good information for us to know, because I feel that there are people in marriage. There are those ones that are preparing for marriage. And I also like the fact that we've defined it a little bit, what marriage looks like. So that I don't just stay with a man for very many years and I assume
you're just
that is
housemates. Politely put, yeah.
We're just housemates, and then it will be slapped into my face when something happens that actually I was not recognized.
Yeah, legally.
Yes. So I hope that our viewers really that information sinks, and I know of maybe so many of our people that are in that stage really, or that they're actually okay. They are housemates with that man, and they are doing things normally, and they are flourishing, and they're not having any hardships until it actually reality comes into play. So now that we are here for marriage, we would just like to know, let me even speak for myself and other people, the people that looking forward marriage, to serve really in that institution, to be there. What are some of the things that I can consider as an individual? What, to our viewer there, what would you want them to know? What do you think? I assume that there are quite a number of things, but what are those ones that they can go with? Yes.
Okay, so you're planning to get married. Not like you're planning. Most of us, when we grow to a certain age, we feel like that's the next thing in the line. You go to school, maybe you graduate, the next thing is get married, give birth. You know how there's a way life has, we have put certain milestones in our lives. But one of the things I think we usually either underlook or overlook is self-awareness. Who am I?
Okay.
Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What is your story? What has been your experience? What are those things that you've gone through that have shaped the present you? Many of us carry forward traumas, unforgiveness, hurtful words from past relationships, and have defined who we have become. And we carry all that to my new person who is excited about me, and they are wondering why I'm doing things a certain way. And because I've not got to a place where I know who I am, it becomes very, very difficult for even someone else to deal with you. So self-awareness is very important. You get to know who you are. What do I stand for? And there are some areas of improvement that I need to work on. So I find that very, very important before. And sometimes we think, I'm going to wait for my partner to make me happy. You don't get to know who you are and love yourself, love that version of you before you get married. And we think marriage is going to complete us, going to make us happy. We go in and looking for what I can get from this thing, as opposed to this is who I am and this is what I bring. So every time you have that expectation of your spouse to fulfill you, to make you happy, you're going to be very frustrated. Because they are going through the same. Some of them are carrying their past. But when we marry experiences, we marry the whole person. So I would encourage people to get to know who you are. Identify the unique you and fall in love with them before you hand that person over to another person.
So I like the bit of knowing who I am and getting to this is what I offer versus I have expectations. What does that man what does that man bring to me versus what I
bring?
I have an example that I was just showing one of the people that I live with a dish that I cooked for myself, and they were very curious, like, how can you cook this for yourself? It's like you're cooking for a man.
Can you imagine how we have been twisted that every good thing, it has to either be for a man or to impress other people, as opposed to loving ourselves and celebrating who you are and doing things to maximize the time that you have before that man comes. Because when that spouse comes, life changes.
And I feel like it speaks into, you can't give what you don't have, because I love myself. So I have this and I can go ahead and love another person. So I feel like it is a very good thing to know who you are and also love yourself before you expect another person to love you. I would just I have had so many conversations around values. How does this play into someone who is going to get married, into someone who is married, or relationships?
If you do not have anything you stand for, you will fall for everything. Values define who we are. When we are getting married and choosing partners, we are actually choosing values. And that takes us back to self-awareness. What are my values? What are those things that are important to me? What are those things that measures? In our generation right now, we are majoring in minors and minoring in majors. So I find, values play a very, very important I maybe could give a personal example. I before I got married, I wanted a person who was humble, respectful, compassionate, all those nice things. And there's a gentleman who really chased me for years. And at some point, I actually thought that maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe let me give him a chance. Maybe there's a possibility here, because I've already seen him as a friend, not a husband. And so this one evening, he invited me out and for a cup of tea. So we get to this hotel, and he was calling a waitress like, you. I was like, that was the first red flag.
Yes.
How do you call someone like that? So we had our meal, and after when the bill came, called back the same waitress, and I think he had just come back from out, and he asked the lady, what currency should I use to pay you? I have pounds, I have dollars, and I have shillings. Charlotte, that was it for me. Because I knew what I wanted. Humility was top on the list, and from that evening, I knew this could never be my husband. You see, that's the importance of values. If you know what you want, then you're able to see it, or when someone doesn't have it, you're able to know that this person doesn't have it. When they have it, you'll be like, there's something that we are connecting. There's something that is connecting both of us.
That is very, very important to note. I like that you also kind of define what values are, because people may kind of, what are values? Or what do you mean when you say, I hear values, but what are they? So I like it that you're saying the important things to you. But also, when you were giving your example, I was just here laughing in my heart, because I don't know how it may sound to another girl when they hear currency of, is it Ugandan, is it dollars?
And Charlotte, that's why I said, what is a major to you? If it is money, you would go. But you see, you can be with that money, a gentleman that has a lot of money, but is very disrespectful, that's not kind to you. For me, and values can vary. What is major to you, what is important to you might not be important to me. But I am hoping that for all of us and our viewers, that will measure in things that matter. When the rubber has hit the road, can that man be kind to you? Can they respect you beyond the money? You can drive all the good cars, you can hold the great phones and all, but character and values should be top on the list. I'm saying should be. I'm biased because I have had many people cry with the money and everything you could call currencies. But I'm not happy and fulfilled because of the person they chose to marry, or underlooking some values in people.
I feel that we need for that to sink for our viewers, really. But thank you very much, Penny. And something else that I know that I have had are boundaries. And I like it that how you define values. Maybe you can give us a little bit of what boundaries and how and why are they important. Why are they important when I'm considering someone? Why are they important when I am preparing for that institution of marriage?
I believe each one of us needs to protect our spaces. Boundaries are like things you put in place to protect the you as a human being. It's not a selfish thing. Someone's asking me the other day, but if I put these boundaries, won't my mother be sad or will not be angry with me? I'm like, you are protecting you. Not being disrespectful, but you're protecting your space. So boundaries are very important for you to know, this is what I can take. Anyone does this, I don't think. And I say that because we are talking about before you get married. You find people in very abusive relationships. Someone abuses you mentally, emotionally, physically, verbally, and someone is still there, and the girl is still there, and you're asking them, why are you still here? I I still love him, because you have no boundaries. Boundaries, for example, of you don't talk to me like that. You don't beat me. Those are some of the things that protect you.
Yes.
You're not putting for the other person, you're putting for yourself, because eventually when you enter into marriage, marriage doesn't really change people. It magnifies who they are. It's like money, finances. But sometimes we say, that guy changed when he got money. No, they were just poor. They couldn't afford the bad manners. Now that the money came in, we can facilitate everything they had hidden, or that was hidden before. So boundaries are very important for you to know that you don't beat me.
Okay.
So when you beat me, I'll call it quits.
Okay.
But you'll find some of us, we stay in such an abusive relationship and we don't find it strange. So I think boundaries are very important. This is what I can allow into my space here. And also when we talk about boundaries, we talk about even physical with your body.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes, we used to say it's about balokole or Christians who don't sleep. Maybe they don't get physically intimate before marriage, but it's beyond the church circles. It's for everybody, because every time you get intimate with somebody, they take something from you. But even when the breakup happens, that separation hurts, because you feel like this person is going with a part of me. And imagine, Charlotte, imagine you have maybe 3-4 relationships, and with all these people, you have slept with them and you have been physically engaged with them. I'm imagining by the time you get Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, your heart, first of all, by the time you get there, you don't trust people. You have collected all this pain, and it becomes very difficult for you to be in marriage and be attached to the person that you have chosen. So the boundaries there could be, I can be in a relationship with you, but before you put a ring on it, I'll not sleep with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is very, very, I think that is very important for us to know, to go ahead and know our boundaries. And I feel like the two go hand in hand, values and boundaries. And I would just like to, won't it sound like some people can be like, you're being too picky. You're being too picky. The word on the street would be kajanja ye panka.
Oh, what she thinks she has life figured out. But you see, the pain that comes with the heartbreak where there's been intimacy, I think people have gone through it, can tell. Yeah, here people can abuse you all sorts of words. Maybe you are overly, you're thinking you're too much. No, the person that is meant for me will find me. The person who has the same values will find me, because there's that bit of, I think men are finished in this one. Maybe good women, all men are dogs. Not all men are dogs. There are very many men out there, very decent men, men of integrity, who are looking for very decent women, women of integrity. So yours will surely come. Okay.
Right. So, my viewers, please, you're not you're not overly, like, you're not putting yourself. You're not. They like to call it that you're putting yourself up there. That, of course, society actually is the one that you will fall into those traps. And then at the same time, they see you struggling. And then when you put the standards up high there, there would be the same people to speak. So I feel like it's knowing who you are, just like the way you started from the beginning, knowing who you are, and then values, and then boundaries. I feel that also, I would just kind of like you to help us throw more light with when it comes to age. When it comes to age, Penina, I see so many, sometimes so many young people, like, let me give you how the feeling was when I was like at university. Like when I just, finish university, my bachelor's, finish university and get married. Like that was kind of like a fantasy, just to feel. What would you tell that, because really things have changed, but I would like you to first speak into it before I give a detailed example about it. How is age also, how does it play in me preparing for marriage?
Okay, there's you know, the brain fully develops, a human brain fully develops by the age of 25. Some people say 26, but I think 25. And I cannot say that people who have gotten married before the age of 25 have had issues. But I just wanted people to know that at that age, below 25, that part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, has not fully developed. And this is the part that is responsible for decision making, emotional regulation, all these important functions, thinking about responsibilities, thinking about consequences. You don't have it. And so you get married to this great person. At that moment, they are great. And then at 27, 30, you look at your spouse, you're like, what was I thinking? Yeah, and like I'd put a disclaimer before that people who have gotten married before, it's not that they had issues, but I'm telling you, if you look at the statistics, you look at your friends, many young people are saying we are incompatible. I don't know why. Where was I looking to choose you? And people are always fighting because they made a decision maybe before they could realize that I think I am not ready. And there are people, they are outliers, and people who by age 23, 24, they can make great decisions. But I want people to know that don't make a decision because of proximity. Because guy yariwo, he's the item. But be sure that you're making an informed decision, that when you get there, you'll be able to stand by that decision. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Penny. And why I also feel that is very important to take note of, because I feel like that's not how we all reasoned when we're in high school, at university, and how we are. Yes, so we keep evolving, we keep seeing different things change on our view perspectives, really. So I feel like it's important, and it gives us informed decisions at a certain...
I think before you go ahead, I wanted to speak into proximity. You know, when you have, for example, a workmate, this is a person you see every day, or you stay in the same gated neighborhood, he's like the item. Maybe you're in high school, and there's this dude in school, everyone is going to them, and you make up your mind and say, this is the guy. And then you get to high school, to senior 5 and senior 6, you're like, there's another dude. And then you go to university and you're like, oh my God, there are great men here. And after university, you go to work space and you are fascinated. You need to be sure that I am making an informed decision. Because great men, great women will always be there. But for you to be able to say, this is the decision I'm making, and I'm willing to stand by it throughout the seasons of life. They are very important.
Okay, so I hope we are speaking into different people's lives, really. People who are looking forward to that marriage, and also to preempt that marriage is hard. I like how we began and where we are. So to really moving forward, how do we, so we are here, how do we play into, how do we get, what kind of work backwards? I am maybe married, or I have been in this relationship. I'm in the middle of different things that I didn't know in the beginning, and I am just getting this information. How do we work backwards? Or what is your word to just everyone generally, preparations, people who are in between, they're in the middle of maybe a toxic kind of relationship, or they have even not followed their values, been across their boundaries, and feel like, oh my God, and they're regretting at some point, or things are not working out. And also those ones that are in marriage. So
I really
handful, but you can take it really.
I wanted to talk to the people before they enter marriage. Seek help. There's help all around us. Get people who have gone ahead of you. get mentors. Have some people speak into your life. Open your eyes to some realities of life. Because I feel like because of so many movies, we have read books, then some people watch soaps. So they have this picture of marriage, breakfast in bed, and all these things. And social media has not made it better.
Yes, yes.
I feel like people need to get help. People need to get help. People need to find people who have gone ahead of you and ask them important questions. Then there is therapy. We're counselors. We're here to support people walk that journey. Even when we talked about self-awareness, being able to handle your past trauma and past hurts, go for therapy. There's help all around us. Please don't walk this journey alone. When we talk about mentors, there's someone who was going to get married and they told me, I don't need that. I am good. But right now, they are struggling in marriage.
Okay,
so
oh dear.
People go and get help. You don't know what you don't know. Avoid this thing of it's just the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, so let people get help.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Penny. That was very detailed. I feel like people need to know that, and also to change, to shift, really, because change starts with you, with an individual. Not, it's more of like information will either impact or just lead you into that decision making. So people to shift their perspectives about marriage and preparations, really, to know that help is there, they can be helped, they can have accountability and mentorship, which is a very important thing to note as well. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was nice having you, and for our viewers, please, we made your questions are very welcome for us to discuss, and anything that you'd like to hear more about this topic that we've had today, please feel free to put it in the chat and the comments. We are very, very much honored to be having you always to follow us and to view us. It was nice having you, Penny.
You're welcome. It was really nice being here.
Okay. we hope to have you next time. Yes, so to our viewers.